Hello everyone, it is time for a new video, and today I'm going to be doing my August TBR, but it's going to be decided by a color wheel. So I don't think I've ever done this, and I have been very confused recently about what to read. I am very much a mood reader, and I never stick to any TBR ever, but I feel like I want to do this time. I just need some kind of direction. I need an idea of what I could be reading, and I recently bought so many wonderful books, and so I thought that the color wheel would be a fun way to choose the books. So very self-explanatory. I made kind of my own basic color wheel. Let's just spin the wheel because I am so excited to see what is going to come out of this. Colorful, okay. And so this just means literally any kind of colors, just more than one has to be dominant on the cover. Okay, let's see. I took out 3 options, and I mean, this is something that I always do, and I think I'm just gonna do it. Because again, I am a mood reader, and while I want some kind of a TBR, I don't want it to be super strict. And so I'm just gonna mention those 3, and I don't think I'm gonna specifically pick one of them. We will see what happens during the month. So I have When Javi Dumped Mari by Mia Sosa. This is an absolutely beautiful cover. It recently came out. This is a book that I just hauled, and it's such a beautiful cover. I love the color scheme of this. This is an adult contemporary romance, and I don't really know much about it, but I'm very excited to read it because I've really loved other Mia Sosa books. Then I have Wild and Wrangled by Layla Sage, another one that's kind of like giving like sunset vibes. And so again, we have like quite a lot of colors, and this is one that I've been wanting to read for a while, and I'm procrastinating on it, and I don't really have a good reason. And this is the last book in the series, and it's second chance, and highly awaited generally, but also by me, and so I should absolutely read this, and it honestly feels very right for the vibe to read it in August. And then I have Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. So first I thought that I would just use this if yellow comes up, but the front is very colorful, doesn't really have much yellow, and so the front cover is like what I count the most. And so we have a lot of beautiful colorful flowers, and this is a book that I've had for way too long. At this point, like, a paperback has come out, and I don't know, I just need to put my shit together. And honestly, this would be also a perfect summer August read, so I really need to get to this. Time to spin the wheel again. Ooh, yes, okay, oh my god, okay. I think I'll actually have just one book for this, maybe. This is dark blue, and this is actually literally one that I was thinking I desperately hope is gonna come up, because I desperately want to read this. So this is Ride With Me by Simone Soltani. This also recently came out, and I've been dying to read it, and I think I'm gonna have such a wonderful time with this book, because I adored Cross the Line, which was the author's debut, and this is so beautiful, and I love the vibes, and I really think I'm gonna love what's inside as well. And I'm pretty sure they get married in Vegas, and they don't really know each other. Things go on from there. And also I know that the hero, his like career is kind of like on the line. His reputation is really bad. Honestly, you know what? I will mention one more book. I might as well read all of it, you know, if that somehow happens. Because yeah, the other book that I have is also completely blue. And it is And They Were Roommates by Paige Powers. This is the UK cover. The US one looks different. But this is a YA contemporary romance, and they are roommates, and they're like ex-best friends, and they like reunite after a long time, so it's like enemies to friends to lovers, or friends to enemies to lovers, or something like that. And I'm super excited. I think it's gonna be super fun, lighthearted, you know, and like the roommates trope is like my favorite thing in the world, and so I really need to read this, obviously. Okay, let's do another one. And also I really want to pick an ebook as well, or multiple, because I have been kind of in an ebook slump for a long time, and I want to encourage myself to get out of it. Okay, this is just blue, like a normal blue. Okay, so since I mentioned the ebooks, one that could work for this is The Devil's Charm by Megan Frampton. So there's like dark blue in the background, but her dress is like very like bright, nice, beautiful blue. And obviously other colors in the cover, but I feel like it could work, and it's a book that I've been wanting to read for ages as well. And I really want to read more historical romances again because I always read them in phases. And it's been too long, and I just really want to read them at all times because I love them so much, and I just like, yeah. And so I would love to read this. And I'm actually going to mention one more thing, which I was looking at this morning, and that is Mile High by Liz Tomford. So I have literally read this entire series, and I have not read this book. And guess what? This is the first book in the series. So the entire time that the series was coming out, like I started with the second one because I heard the best things about it, and I just like went for that. And then I bought this as well, and I kept telling myself to go back to it, but then when the new books came out, like I wanted to read it in order at that point, and I wanted to read the new one. And so I still have not read this, and you know, I just need to get to it because I love the series so much, and obviously like I am not expecting the first book to be my favorite because I already love, you know, the other ones so much, and obviously this is where it began and whatever, but it's where it began and I want to read that, and no matter if it's perfect or not, I think I'm gonna love it anyways. Okay, we have pink. Love that. My favorite color, of course. So, first thing that I can think of, First Time Caller by BK Borison. So this is half pink. But like, the pink is kind of everywhere, so I'm definitely gonna count this, even though this half is not pink. And it's beautiful, and I still have not read this. BK Borison is one of my favorite authors. And I think this is gonna be a wonderful romance, and I just like, obviously I really want to read it. And I don't know exactly the details well enough to like describe it. There's like a romance hotline, and they're like the hosts or like something like that, and I absolutely love when books have some kind of like a line of communication that is like not normal real life stuff, you know, like whether it's like texts, letters, whatever, and this is like quite deep in that sense, and I definitely absolutely want to read this, of course. And another book that I recently bought that I desperately want to read is If We Were a Movie by Zakia and Jamal. And I know that this one has like some dark purple and like other colors. I don't know, in my eyes it's pink, mainly because of the title. But like there are some pink tones, you know, and it's just so beautiful. And it is bright pink like inside. I desperately want to read this in the summer as well. And this is a YA contemporary, a romance, and it's sapphic, and I think it's gonna be beautiful, and they're like rivals, and they have to work at the same movie theater, and I love going to the movies. Like, it's like literally one of my favorite things to do in the world, and so reading something that's a lot about that, like, sign me up right now, you know? So I desperately want to read this. And so it'll be happening, and I will be choosing it for this. Absolutely adorable cover. I'm obsessed, and I desperately need to read it immediately. Okay, we have another blue, and this time it's light blue. So, you know, maybe I should have not done the 3 shades of blue, but they were already there, and I do feel like, I mean, blue is definitely the color that is found on the most covers. Okay, I think I can actually only find one book like in the books that I'm like immediately looking at. I have The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton, a book that I've had on my TBR for 1,000 years, and I've been absolutely wanting to read it for the longest time. I have all the books in the series. I have the newer books by India Holton in the other series as well, and I don't know what I'm still doing. And so I need to pick this up. It's supposed to be like a historical fantasy romance, and since I love historical romance and I love fantasy romance, it feels like it's gonna be amazing to see them combined. You know what I mean? And so I absolutely want to read this. Also, I did not decide how many times I'm going to spin this, but I'm going to keep spinning until I'm bored of it, because it's actually really fun. And I do want to have a lot of options, as always. I love that we're actually getting different colors. So we have green, and first thing that catches my eye for that is A Song for You and I by Kay O'Neill. Obviously, again, there's other colors, but the green is like the main part of it here. And I love the gold and everything. It's so cute. It's so pretty. And so this is a graphic novel, and I absolutely love Kay O'Neill. They mainly write like middle grade graphic novels that are like cozy fantasies. Very like meaningful. The plot isn't like action packed by any means. It's more calm, deeper story than like plot story. You know what I mean? And so I don't know exactly what this is specifically about, but I know that it's gonna be cozy and cute and sweet. I'm also thinking of this, which again has a lot of colors, but I feel like green is the main one. I don't feel like it's showing the same on camera, to be honest. But that is Divining the Leaves by Shweta Thakrar. It is, first of all, an absolutely beautiful cover. And I actually heard India Halton recommend this book in like sweet, cozy fantasy romances or something like that. And I feel like, you know, that's what I want. I keep saying that I want to read more fantasy. But I've been like, I don't want to read fantasy now that fall is coming soon. Cause like I want to read a lot of them in the fall. But this book feels like a fantasy that could be perfect for the vibe, you know, of summer, because this is literally like such like spring vibes and it's beautiful. And yeah, so I will consider this for sure as well, and I have literally no idea what it's about, but it is YA fantasy. It's described as a charming book that feels like discovering an enchanted garden. A coming-of-age story blends seamlessly with Indian mythology in this beautifully written novel. Purple! Love that. Okay, so I have this book right here, Nobody in Particular by Sophie Gonzalez. This is kind of like, I was confused if this is dark blue or purple, but I think it is dark purple with a blue undertone, and so whatever, that's what I'm gonna say. This is a book that I've been anticipating so much before it even came out. Like since I first heard of it, I was just like, oh my god, I need this right this second. And we have a sapphic royal romance, and it is YA, and obviously like forbidden. It says Rose is a disgraced princess, Danny is a scholarship student, they're also secretly in love. And so I feel like this is gonna be super angsty, super fun, super addicting. And I have been discovering recently that I think I desperately need more books with more angst. And so I think that I'm just gonna mention this one as well, because I need an excuse to read it. And okay, let's do this maybe like 2 more times and stop finally, because I do need to stop eventually. Okay, I was hoping that would be the colorful one, but it's green again. So, I mean, that's gonna be difficult. Like, I mean, technically, since I said 2 books already, I don't really necessarily need to say another one, right? As I'm looking around, I don't think I'm gonna say another one. Because I want to choose the books that I'm most excited about, and I don't need to dig out some, you know, like, yeah, I'm just gonna read both of these 2 books, you know? Orange. Okay, so first thing I am looking at here, first thing that I thought of is Sinner's Isle by Angela Montoya. And again, this is a very colorful cover, but I feel like the orange is like quite a dominant color in it on the back as well. And so I'm gonna count it because I've also been wanting to read this for a million years and I still haven't done it. And I just need to stop finding excuses to avoid fantasy, because like, I don't know what my problem is. I love fantasy so much, and I just need to find ones that I love. Even though, you know, I've been burned before, who cares? I need to try again. So this, I think, like from the vibes, I just feel like I'm gonna love this. And there is a blurb by Mary Lou here that is a refreshing visceral experience. You can't help but devour this tale. And someone said that this has like Tangled vibes, which immediately got my attention. And then like the main character is trapped on Sinner's Isle, an island filled with majestics like her, beautiful witches loathed by society for their dangerous magic. A prince of the pirates is going to get stuck on the island as well. It says that it's a spellbinding romantic fantasy infused with high-stakes adventure and dazzling passion. So I feel like I'm gonna absolutely love this, and the author has another book that is like a vampire romance, and I desperately want to read that. Definitely would love to read that in the fall, and so I should read this first because I already have this. And I mean, I have the ebook of the vampire one, but you know, yes. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do one last color. Okay, red. For a second, I was like, is it gonna be orange again? Red. Okay, that is interesting. Because I don't have a lot of red books, so I'm gonna have to do some digging for this, or actually I'm gonna check, my ebooks. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say How to Fall for a Scoundrel by Kate Bateman. I have the audiobook of this. I literally just started reading it today, so it would be perfect to actually, like knock out a book right away. And again, I've been wanting to read more historical romance, and there is a new book coming out in the series, like literally this month, I think. And I want to read that. I love Kate Bateman. She writes such addicting, like angsty, fun historical romances. And this, from what I've already read, I am very much enjoying it. The two main characters team up to solve a case, and there's like lots of like sneaking around, trying to steal things, figure out information. And I'm absolutely obsessed with the forced proximity, and I just know I'm gonna love this book. And so that is gonna be happening. And so I think that's what I'm gonna leave it at. Actually, I'm gonna mention one more thing, because I see it here, and it is Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair, which is an adult fantasy romance. And I don't remember anything about this. Like, I've seen people talk about it quite a lot, but I don't know. It looks really cool, and I still haven't read anything by Scarlett St. Clair, I think. And this just has such a cool vibe. I feel like I would love this, hopefully. So I definitely want to read this. If I don't get to this, then it would, again, be a great fall read. But maybe I will, because I really want to read it. So that is going to be it. And yeah, let me know what books you're planning on reading this month, and I will definitely be vlogging about reading some of these books, so stay tuned for that. And if you made it this far in the video, leave a rainbow emoji down below. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye!